Hello everybody and welcome back. In this video today we will continue to look at data extraction within Autopsy. We started to look at data extraction in my last video. I will be providing the link in the description box below. In this video today we will be covering some more features offered by Autopsy. Now these features are specific to data extraction. So to begin with, we will navigate to the extension mismatch detective folder, which can be found in the tree pane on the left hand side. Now this folder contains .jpeg files and .gif files. Now these files can be viewed by simply selecting them. Not all of these for some reason are showing, but most of them do. And if you were to select thumbnail view, you would get more of a variety. You see more pictures on the thumbnail view. To view more information regarding an image, you simply right click and go to the properties tab. Now this will provide some basic information, but if you wanted to know the original base location to an image, you would simply right click and view source file in directory. Now this will navigate you to its original location. Right, to navigate back, we will be looking at the file extension. Now, as you can see, these files have a .tmp file extension, which basically stands for temporary files. Now, these are created to temporarily hold data on a computer while a specific application is being used. In this case, it is not known why these temporary files are mainly image files, but usually temporary files are supposed to be automatically deleted after serving their purpose. However, this does not always happen as it should, because temporary files can contain critical application data. Now, it is not a good idea to remove them manually unless you know for sure that the information within the .tmp file is no longer needed. So this section basically is a filter which can tell an investigator that these files are potentially dangerous or can hold suspicious data and should be further inspected to find any anomalies. So the next section we will look at today is the installed programs folder. And as you can see, the source file here is software, and this is also known as a Windows registry files. In my previous video, we looked at various different registry files which were native to Windows. Now, this registry hive extracts all programs which have been installed on the evidence file that is in question. This can be very useful to an investigator as they can search for a specific application or program that was installed on the computer. Now, as you can see, the dates and times are also shown. So this is very important data which could be very useful in an investigation. Another interesting section is the operating system information. Now, here you can see there is two registry hives, system and software. As mentioned earlier, each hive provides specific information to a user. So in this case, system will provide more information in regards to the actual computer, like the name and the version of Windows it was running. So as you can see here, it's Windows NT. Now, by selecting any one of these registry files, you can see this table generated at the bottom. Now, a lot of this information is visually quite organized, so you can find specific information very easily. The next section we will look at is the operating system user accounts. Here you can see under source file, the source file is known as index.dat. Now, this file is associated with Internet Explorer, and we can see a username that appears quite often, Bob Hunter. Now, to view the location of this file, simply double click on the file and we will be taken to the base location to where this index.dat file is being held. Also, as you can see here, there is some more information coming from the software registry Hive. Now, you should really trust the software Hive more, as this contains actual information about the user accounts on the system. So usernames under software are local service, system profile, network service. Now these are all default However, Bob Hunter is definitely a user based on the data extracted from the software Hive. Now, this can be quite important also, as we can see the name Bob Hunter keeps flagging up quite a lot. So this could prove a lot in terms of an investigation, as it keeps pointing towards one specific user. So that is something to keep in mind. The next folder we will look at is the recent documents folder. Now this section basically provides information regarding to a document and when it was last run. The path and the date can be viewed by simply selecting a file, which again you will be taken to its base location, but also the date and times are provided in the tables here. Now if you were to select properties, you have more information here regarding that specific file again, and we have no thumbnail. Again, these files can be investigated as much as you want, really, but most information can be found in the basic tables provided once selected on the file. The next section we will look at is the web bookmark section. Now this section provides an insight into what website the user frequently visited and what saved bookmarks were saved within the toolbar while using an internet browser. As you can see, by selecting any URL links, we can see which user this bookmark belonged to, and as you can see, we have Bob Hunter again. We have the program name, so Internet Explorer was used for a lot of these. I think all of them are Internet Explorer. The user who was using the computer at the time, and yeah, by selecting each one, you can view some more information in the table provided below. And the next section we will look at is the web cookies. Now, web cookies is very similar to web bookmarks. Web cookies basically help to save information from users from different sites. Now, they are very useful because we can retrieve passwords, locations, and when these sites were actually accessed, so their dates and their times. Now, as you can see, we have the name, we have quite a lot of emails, and they all belong to one user, Bob Hunter. Now, all of these cookies have been retrieved from Internet Explorer, and as you can see, there is some email addresses there. So already this is quite detailed. Quite a lot of information is provided. And finally, we will look at web history. Now, this section is quite self-explanatory, but this section basically provides all the web history visited on that computer. Now, as you can see, all of these files are index.dat. Now, this indicates that all of these have been retrieved from Microsoft Internet Explorer. By simply selecting on any link, you will be redirected to its base location holding these files. Now, if we were to select this file, yes, we have been redirected to this index.dat, and this is the base location. All this information, once again, can be very valuable during an investigation, as an investigator can easily find specific files which can hold valuable information, which can ultimately be very important to a current investigation. So as a recap, in this video we discussed how data extraction is done and what some of that data actually means and what importance that data has, and really how beneficial it can be to an investigation. Now, this video provided an insight into web history, web bookmarks, recent files. Now, these folders can get filled up with a lot of information. Now, it is up to an investigator or a user to sort of go through the data provided and sort of pick out the important aspects to what a user may be looking for. So more information will be provided in the description box below, but thank you very much for listening and see you next time. As always, my contact details will be in the description box below, and if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to contact me.